Hi everyone, here I am again. I'm recording a new YouTube video for our for recovery of lectures. Today I'm going to talk about unified modeling language diagrams. UML diagrams are, you already did some of those for our data models, so it shouldn't be too unfamiliar for you. And I'm going to talk about three different types of diagrams and show you why they're nice and useful in some cases. Um, Next slide. You have these slides available on the website, so if you cannot see the slides in the video, please follow it from the PDF file. So in this lecture, I'll go into the details of these diagrams. So as I said, you're familiar with the data model, and it's not going to be very different from that. So three types of diagrams: the class diagrams, object diagrams, and sequence diagrams, and they're all part of the unified modeling language UML. But before we start, let's do a survey. This time I'm going to do something a little bit different. We will have the survey at exit and entry at the beginning, and I also have one at the end of this lecture. And I will only give you points for this survey if you complete the one at the end also, and if you answer those questions such that I know that you listen to this lecture. So, and here to answer these questions, please go on the Blackboard, and then under assignments you'll see a survey to fill these up. Going to the next slide. Slide number 4. So the data model that you already made was something like this, right? So this was the example with authors that can write books, or the book can have multiple authors, and publisher can have multiple books, and an author can work with multiple publishers, and publisher will have relationships with multiple authors. And you remember that for each of these boxes, they represent the entity, like author, publisher, book, and they have some attributes, like the author has a name, the book has a title, and the lines show us the relationships between them, like aggregation and multiplicity. So in this case, it was mostly multiplicity. It's not really aggregation in this case. So what is missing from this diagram? Can you think for a second? I'll give you a hint. So far everything is static. It's all about the structure of the data. But what's missing is actually the functional part, which is the methods and functions. What happens if we add the methods and functions to this? Here's another hint. You'll probably ask, what does this have to do with software? But here I just wanted to point out that the people on the left and the people on the right are from different classes, right? So, and they have different attributes and different methods. So that's what we'll talk about right now, class diagrams. So classes are basically exactly what we just saw, data plus some methods. That's all you have in a class. That's the basic definition of a class. And by using these classes, we can achieve object-oriented programming, which is very important right now because all modern languages use these object-oriented principles. And I know that some of you may not have had enough classes on this in the past, so you may not be very comfortable with object-oriented programming. But unfortunately for this class, you'll really need to know it very well, because from this point on I'll have several lectures on using object-oriented programming and using some advanced concepts in object-oriented programming. So I would highly recommend, if you don't feel comfortable with object-oriented programming, you should go and watch this YouTube video um, which is quite long, but you don't have to watch the whole thing. You can basically watch parts of it that you feel you need to learn, and it's quite a good video. It gives a lot of programming examples, so I think it will be easy for you to follow it. Okay, so assuming that you know classes, we're gonna start working with UML, but I'm gonna take a break to check if this recording went okay.